Hey friends, Doug Addison here. It's April 12th, 2018, and I have something to release to you right now, and I felt the Lord say this, is that many people are looking for revelation to transform your situation. In fact, that's been me. I've been trying to get a breakthrough, and I want to release something to you that's I think it's gonna turn things around for you. And maybe you saw my prophetic word for the month of April. Hidden revelation is now being revealed. If you haven't seen that, check it out on my website, DougAddison.com. It's something that's in the season right now. Watch for God to reveal revelation from your past. But check this out. There's also things from now for your future. So there's things that were spoken to you previously, prophetic words. Not all of them are now for this season. So what you're going to want to do is ask the Lord to show you what's for now and what's for later. But I got this verse, Isaiah 48 verses 6 and 7. From now on, I will tell you of new things, of hidden treasures or hidden things unknown to you. They were created now, not long ago. And maybe that you have not heard of them until today. Listen, this is the word of the Lord for right now. He's given now words. You ever hear that? This is a now prophetic word. Write that down, Isaiah 48, 6 and 7. Begin to pray this in. Read my prophetic word or listen to my Spirit Connection webcast for this month, because we're moving now into a strategic season. We just finished Passover last week, and that's where God gives Passover strategies to allow the destroyer to pass over your life, so to speak. And it's during this time, after Passover, that Jesus actually was resurrected right after Passover. And between now and Pentecost, that's when the Holy Spirit came in Acts chapter 2. This is a strategic time. Even the first time in the New Testament, when we see the accounts of this time, Jesus appeared to many people during this time, gave them revelation, and then the power of the Holy Spirit came. And so that's going on right now. I want you to get into this season. Don't be discouraged. Don't look at things. Don't be, look at things for face value. You got to see in the Spirit right now. I want to share with you what happened to me. I actually needed revelation. I was trying to get a breakthrough a number of years ago. And I went to bed and I'd been praying, and then I heard an angelic voice speak in my room. Doug Addison, get up and write. And I got up and wrote an outline that over the next few weeks, I wrote an outline for something that really kind of opened up into something big. It was revelation that changed my situation, and it was a strategy and an outreach style, actually, of how to give prophetic words of destiny to people. Now, this is way back in 2002, before this was going on. And I went all over the world teaching people this. And we would go out to the malls and to Starbucks. We'd have encounters with people. We would give them prophetic words, dream interpretation. We even started interpreting tattoos and piercings and different things like that. But listen, this is the strategy the Lord told me. And He said, stop trying to lead people to Jesus and start letting them encounter my power. The Lord said this. Let them encounter love, acceptance, and they will want it. They will want the Lord. And that's what we found out. The biggest thing the biggest hurdle I had when I was trying to teach people how to do this is to stop trying to lead everyone to Jesus. Because decisions to follow Jesus don't make disciples. That's what the Lord told me. But if you do what Jesus did, He went around and demonstrated His love and His power everywhere. And as He did that, and He did it with love, people actually wanted it. And so I was one of the forerunners into bringing what I call, now that I look back on it, it was bringing personal encounters to people in public places. These were revival encounters. I tell you, people went to the mall to, maybe get clothes. One guy we ran into, I remember he was buying a suit for his father's funeral. And we ran into him, gave him words of destiny. I remember running into someone who went to the mall because they were depressed and they'd been coming to the mall. They were really depressed and no one had ever talked to them. We gave them words of destiny. We would create personal revival in those people's lives who would never experienced it before by simply giving words of destiny spoken in non-religious language with no strings attached. In other words, we weren't going to try to muscle anybody into receiving Jesus. We found that, my goodness, after they started encountering God this way, with this new way, they wanted the Lord. And so, after doing this, listen, this is what I want to release to you. You don't have to have an angel come in your room. But after doing this for a long time, we were giving those words of destiny to people. I was teaching churches and Christians, taking them out to the mall, Starbucks, to all over the place. And we were giving these words of destiny. And I started noticing that many Christians don't know their own destiny. Oh my goodness. And I cried out to the Lord. I said, I need another strategy. I needed a strategy. In fact, we needed a strategy to change our situation. We needed revelation to change our situation. So I cried out again, and I got this strategy from the Lord that birthed a form of prophetic life coaching I've been using for years now. It's an accelerated learning process, and we saw amazing results. People started writing books, losing weight, launching businesses and ministries, and that's personal revival, folks. That's what I'm talking about, is getting a personal revival. If you do something that just sparks you, then you're going to be able to give it away to others. So this was, I'm just telling you the story right now because, listen, I'm feeling the same thing beginning to happen again. God is beginning to reveal new strategies for personal revival. I had a personal revival. I learned how to give it to other people in churches. Then we learned how to take it out to the mall and to Starbucks, and it exploded everywhere. And so God is now releasing this because we are in a time, folks, where we're seeing mass shootings, we're seeing things happen, we're seeing drug epidemic we're just seeing stuff happen. We need to get back with this personal revival strategy for ourselves and then to others. I'm in personal revival right now. The Lord has been coming and moving powerfully. So something's going on right now. In fact, I just released a blog today that what happens when you get, when God transforms you, revival. That's the title of the blog. And so take a look at it at my website. Revival is completely renewed and transformed way of life. It's not necessarily, what you might think. It's not a tent meeting or a meeting. That could be it as well. But true revival is actually getting a transformed life in any way, any shape or form. And so we can have it in our house, in our workplace, in churches. We can have it at Starbucks. You can have it anywhere you want. And so people everywhere are in need of God's love and acceptance. And so the Lord is releasing new strategies, new language, new sounds, new music. Right now, there's so much coming out of heaven, and especially since Passover and during this time. So I'm going to be doing an online workshop on this. And that's why I'm so on fire, because the Lord gave me this new strategy and we want to release it to you. And so this is an online workshop on April 21st between 10 and noon Pacific time. And it's called How to Ignite Revival in Your Own Life. And it will impact the world around you. So I go into radical, fast ways to bring healing, how to get in touch with the prophetic in your own life, how to activate things. Maybe you felt like there's something more, but you don't know what it is. Go to my website, DougAddison.com. Click on the link there about the personal revival. You'll see it, the webinar that we have coming up, and watch the video. I really want you to be involved because, wow, there's something powerful. This is one of those times, like every time I had these revival encounters before that changed things around me and shifted the atmosphere, this is one of them, and I want you to be in on it. I want you to get this in your spirit, and so it's an exciting thing. Also at my website, while you're there, I just released a new podcast today, and it is how to re-energize your heavenly destiny. And this is a conversation I had with my really good friend, James Goll. It's episode number 49. And James talks about how to encounters, spiritual and heavenly encounters and angelic encounters that will actually rock your world. And what took 10 years to accomplish in his life, he was able to do in 3 years. And I know this sounds radical, but I tell you, we are in radical times. And he releases a prophetic word over what he calls the prophetic 2.0. And I know I took several pages of notes, and I ended up getting an impartation myself when I was on this interview with James. And so you'll want to check that out as well. While you're at my website, you can go to DougAddison.com/jobs. We're hiring a virtual designer and also an online marketing manager. Now, we redid the job to have, we had it listed as something else. And what we're looking out for right now is someone who wants to come along. I know you're out there. I know many people have applied. Thank you very much. And we're still working through all those applications. And it's not the experience necessarily, and it's nothing personal if we don't choose you. It's we want to hear the Lord. And we are a prophetic ministry, by the way, and so we hear the Lord and pray over it. And we know that the person is there that's called to do this. That's why the Lord told us to rewrite the job, repost it as an online marketing manager to come and join our leadership team and be part of what we do. We're impacting the entire world through the internet right now. And we're looking for someone who has a hunger and passion and desire as well, and the call of God to do this. The Lord said they're coming. And we're still working through the ones that just came in as well. And so that'll be great. Also, hey, we're at the ending part. We extended the 40-day negativity fast that was going to change, designed to change the spiritual atmosphere over California. And we've extended it to April 18th. Myself, Lou Engle, and Keith Ferrante. We met last week, actually this week, Monday, in Santa Maria, California. And we just had this powerful time. It's still going on, by the way. And you can watch that online. I think it's at the Healing Rooms or something. I can't remember the link right now, but I think you probably get it at Lou Engle's or the Call website. They're streaming every night. Now I only went there. Keith and I went there on Monday. For the three of us, is the only time we could all three be together and release the powerful prophetic word. Paul Cain came, released the prophetic word as well over the stadium prophecies, which is coming right now. I don't know if you understand this. We're sitting on something so big, and God's about to release something over places like California where there's been negativity, and we need to pray and break that. And so we have people from the Call who have been pressing in, and they have extended this fast. Now, each ministry has a different angle on it. Our ministry, there's three of us. Our ministry has been focusing on the negativity fast, and Keith Ferrante and Emerging Prophets Ministry, they're focusing on releasing a joy to change things. And then the Call is releasing also those things on top of it, but they're fasting from food, and some of them are doing full water fast. It is wild what's going on. We're going to shift the spiritual atmosphere, folks, over California. That's going to release a revival. We know it. We've never felt this strong. That something's about to happen. So you can go to, if you haven't seen it yet, or you needed an encouragement, go to my website, DougAddison.com/CA fast, and watch the video there where Lou and Keith and I do something new. There we release the original one. Anyway, it's going to be a great weekend, and I'm just hoping that you'll grab hold of this personal revival, that you'll get what I'm talking about. Press in right now and watch God move. All right. God bless you. Hope you have a great week.